Welcome, my friends, to the Bob and Brad podcast. My name is Mike Keenitz. I'm a PT assistant. Today, I'm interviewing Jordan again. She has her bachelor's in exercise science, master's in nutrition, and she is a certified personal trainer. Today, we are talking about everything intermittent fasting. So, without further ado, here is Jordan. So, are there better foods than others to break your fast with?
So with this one, yeah, like I would not. So whatever, I'll go back. Yeah, football player. That's a good example. I don't even know who this dude is, and I'm like referring to him like coming off of your fast with like just a bunch of sugar. Not a great idea. So better choices. Like I'm a big fan of like this morning. I'll just use myself as an example. The first meal I ate after, it wasn't really a true fast, but the first meal of the day, after my overnight fast, I had like a couple eggs. I had some kind of meat left over that I mixed in there, some leftover vegetables. I've not mentioned carbohydrates yet. Note that. And then I put some slices of avocado on top of it. And I cooked all this in butter. So I ate fat and protein. That was my first meal of the day. The advantage to that is that meal is sticking with me now, and it's not making me want to like go spiral out of control and just go eat a bunch of other crap. So focusing on, especially when you're going to be a little bit more hungry because it's your first meal of the day, right? So focusing on good quality protein and healthy fats for your first meal is going to be way better than coming off of it, eating a bagel and a bowl of cereal. And
Yeah, I would at least balance your food. I mean, you
yeah.
can still have carbohydrates in there, but just don't eat like just a piece of toast or something.
Right. Yeah. So emphasize the protein and fat. I mean, carbohydrates fine to eat with it, but make sure you're for sure getting the carbs and fat in there for your first meal.
Here is DK Metcalf.
Big dude. What's his name?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah. See, Mike, I don't know. My husband would probably shake me right now. I hope he doesn't listen to this. He's really embarrassed of me. Huh.
Oh, it's fine. But yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. So the last question is, what is the best way to get started on fasting for someone that's new to it?
So if you're starting from square one, I'll give you a couple tips. Don't do it all. Like don't all of a sudden adapt just an 8-hour feeding window and fast for 16 hours. Start small. So a simple thing that you could do is whenever you wake up, try to wait 1 hour before you eat your first meal. I know that probably sounds really simple to you, Mike, but for somebody who's eating all day long, like that's even a little bit of a challenge. Actually, who's the guy I was listening to? Huberman was talking about some research there of like, that's pretty strong. Just as we've evolved as humans, it's super important to for sure wait an hour and then 2 hours before you go to bed. Where you're not eating. So don't even pay attention to the timing, all of this. Just when you wake up in the morning, let's say you wake up at 6 o'clock, refrain from eating anything for at least an hour. Let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, try to refrain eating anything past 8 o'clock. So having those kind of little bit of rules for yourself. Obviously, don't starve yourself, please. That's not what I'm telling people to do. But starting with like little small things that you can do like that is really helpful. I think the 12-hour overnight fast too is a really great starting point for somebody who's nowhere near any sort of fasting or awareness of this. So I think that's just enough for your body to get a break and feel some benefit to it. And then you can just gradually increase, maybe every couple weeks or so, increase your fasting time by an hour.
All right. And I think people should tailor it to their lifestyle because some people, they want to eat dinner with their family. So you're probably going to not eat early in the morning, where some people, don't have a family. They're just single. Maybe they'd rather eat, breakfast. And then they're just like, I'm not hungry for dinner. Because, technically, if you're active through the day, you'll burn the calories you eat in the morning versus at night. But It also depends on total amount of calories you consume still. So
right. I think the big thing is kind of like tips for people getting started too. Like this is not meant to add an extra stressor to your life either. Like this is meant to kind of free you a little bit, like so that you're not all consumed by your food all the time. But yes, like you hit the nail on the head, like definitely want to tailor it to your lifestyle. How I eat is not going to be the same as how you eat because we live two different schedules and lives. Like for you, eating your first meal like I did today at 8 o'clock, well, you're just barely rolling out of bed. That's not feasible. But for me, I'm like starving by that point because I've been up and moving and active for a while. So, but for me, then I have to be more mindful because I am up early to not eat super late at night. And I think about that often because I want to have that time where my body can rest and digest and chill out so that it's not constantly needing to digest my food. So for me, I'm a person who's going to be aware of my evening choices where you maybe have a little more leeway, like you're hungry at 8 or 9 o'clock to get away with eating because you sleep in a little bit later because you stay up late. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's important to think about your lifestyle. And if your family dinner is super important and valuable, if your family can't sit down together until 7 o'clock to eat, that's fine. But maybe then you'll more so work on your fasting in the morning.
Yeah. And just because someone can't do it one day, like they're just busy, it doesn't mean you can't just do it tomorrow. Like you don't have to be strict with it every day.
No.
I mean,
no.
I'm not.
There's benefit from even once a week if you do it. Like I'm not real great about it on the weekends because I stay up a little bit later. My weekdays are pretty rigid because you got to go to bed pretty early if you wake up at 4. But on weekends I might, do a little bit more socializing, stay awake a little bit later. I'm not real picky on the whole intermittent fasting thing over the weekend, or maybe we go out to breakfast. I don't know. Don't sit and stress about it. You have to tailor it to your lifestyle. And there are still great benefits to fasting, even if you're not doing it regularly.
Yeah. And some people, who is it? Thomas DeLauer or something? He has like certain days he fasts.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big fasting person, but yeah, I guess just pick what works for your schedule and don't make it seem like a chore. For me personally, it freed up my meals to be more calories and I feel more satiated because I used to do the small meal thing, and I can tell you I absolutely hated the small meal thing.
Yeah, and I think you're probably a lot less susceptible too to like dips in your energy throughout the day. You're a little bit more stable in the energy. That should be a benefit people feel actually is increased energy. Because you're not having like the constant ebb and flows, blood sugar all over the place. So
Yeah, normally the morning your brain functions pretty crisp for a while till you eat.
yeah.
If people want to learn more, do you have any like resources you would recommend?
We're doing a podcast right now, but I get a lot of my information from podcast on this kind of stuff. And I meant to write these book titles down. Maybe we could link them or something, but there's a couple really good books out there on intermittent fasting.
I'm pretty sure the one I read years ago was called The 8-Hour Diet. I'm looking it up real quick. That's the one I first read. Yeah, The 8-Hour Diet, it's called. I'll link it down below.
Feast, fast, repeat, I think. I'm just double checking. Yeah, that's a newer one. That's a really good guide to intermittent fasting. So yeah, if you want to write that down to link it, but otherwise people, if you're listening, yeah, fast, feast, repeat.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.